Welcome back to Fresh Death Comics. I'm your host, B. Luke. With me, as always, is my co-host, best friend, and comic fan, Hans.
Hey, buddy.
That's all you got for me?
That's all I got
That's
for you.
all I got. I say, hey, buddy. It's been a while since we've done a
How long
podcast.
has it been?
I believe last time I checked the Podmatic, it was 3 years?
Let's go with 3.
3 years. It's been a long time. What have you been doing since then?
I've been unemployed since then. Not really.
You've been unemployed the whole 3 years?
The whole 3 years.
Just been in a cardboard box, just chilling.
I would like that. I would like a cardboard box.
That's basically what you're doing now.
That's more than what I have.
But yeah, technically, I guess this is season 4. This first episode, we're going to try to do these as often as possible. Maybe every day, since you are jobless.
We'll probably end up doing them every 3 months.
Every 3 months. Something like that. I'm really bad.
It's more realistic.
As we were trying to prepare for
We're
this.
super enthusiastic about it, but, you know.
It's always like those stages, like late at night, we're texting each other. Man, I got all these great plans. We're going to record tomorrow. And then you're like, oh, this sounds awesome. Let's do it. And then we sit down, and we're just like, oh man, the Yankees are on first.
We don't even sit down. We sleep until 4 and then have some breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the same time.
With some cheesy poofs.
Cheesy poofs. Instead of wine and cheese, it's wine and cheesy poofs.
Wine and cheesy poofs. If you were going to have a thing with anything, it'd be cheesy poofs.
If you were going to have one thing with any other thing, it would be cheesy
Make one of them
poofs.
cheesy poofs. That's the rule.
So if you were going to get a cactus, the other thing would have to be cheesy poofs.
Yes!
That doesn't even...
You would hang out with the cactus and eat the cheesy poofs.
Alright.
You know, if I actually, what I'd do is I'd have the cheesy poofs. I'd be eating them, right?
Yeah.
And then you like, oh man, I want a cheesy poof. I'd throw some of the cactus needles at you, just like as a weapon.
Why would you throw it?
Because they're my cheesy poofs. No one lays a hand on my cheesy poofs. Needless to say, it's been a while. We've been both busy. As you may be noticing, we are not having any music or anything. We are actually doing this on our own. We're not doing a radio station anymore.
Why not?
Because we have graduated.
Yeah!
We did it! We have graduated.
It took us about 8 years. That's a lie, but...
We'll talk about AntMan. We both saw it over the weekend. What are your first thoughts on it, Hans?
Fantastic. Top 5 Marvel movie.
Top 5?
Top 5, absolutely. Top 2.
Top 2. Okay, what's beating it?
Iron Man.
The first Iron Man?
The first Iron Man.
Okay. For me, I definitely agree top 5. It was surprising. That's the problem. I need to see it again because my expectations of it were so low. I love Paul Rudd. I mean, I'm set to Edgar Wright was off the script. Like, I really like his movies.
You were upset?
I was. I really like Edgar Wright, but...
I don't think I've ever seen an Edgar Wright movie.
I know. You refused to watch... No, you did. You saw The World's End. No, you didn't see that one.
I didn't see that one.
That was Tom who saw it with me.
Are all of his movies Simon Pegg movies?
Except for Scott Pilgrim.
I saw Scott Pilgrim.
Or then you saw an Edgar Wright movie.
Nice.
We solved another movie situation.
Mission accomplished.
All right. So yes, so Scott Pilgrim was Edgar Wright.
I liked Scott Pilgrim.
It's a good movie. I mean, it didn't do well at the box office, but it's a good movie.
Box office, schmox office.
Exactly. But I mean, did you see anything about the reviews of it? Like, it only made 50.
Of Ant-Man?
Yeah, it made $50-odd million, and everyone's calling it a failure.
Did you watch Grace this morning?
I did watch Grace.
Yeah,
I did.
What'd she say? 50 million?
It was. I think it was like 58. She said.
So we'll round it up to 60.
That's
okay.
I thought we were just gonna talk about the movie. I didn't know we were talking about facts about the movie.
We're gonna. You initiate.
The movie was. I know. I that's why maybe I should plan better.
60 million. We'll say 60 million.
60 million.
Weekend or day or
the whole 3-day weekend.
Oh,
it's
well,
one of
rough,
the lowest. It is. It's one of the lowest box office for a Marvel film.
Huh.
So I mean, technically they're counting it as a failure of a Marvel movie, but
well, I mean, for what it is, it was a success.
I mean, for Paul Rudd, it's one of his highest grossing movies. For Michael Keaton as well.
Michael Keaton.
Michael
Batman.
Douglas? Who's the old guy in it?
Michael
I
Douglas.
don't know who he is.
Michael Douglas. We had a whole thing about this. He is a very classy guy.
I don't know who he is.
He's a class act.
I know he was
Michael
in
Douglas.
What was it? Wall Street.
He's old.
He is old.
That's really all I have to say about him.
But
here, I'm gonna use the IMDb's.
The movie was surprising. So I went in with really, really low expectations. I knew Paul Rudd, but I also know like bad Paul Rudd movies.
I don't. I've never seen a bad Paul Rudd movie.
I forgot the name of it, but it's the one he's in the woods. Like, he's just an axe man just chopping down trees. That was pretty bad.
Well, you were sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine, so you were a little sleepy.
Well, it should have kept me awake then. It should keep me entertained.
That is not my job. All right, let's see here. Filmography. Michael Douglas. Should I go back or
to the future?
Recent things?
I'm kind of bored by this.
Recent things or what
sure,
do you
recent
want?
things.
97?
Sure, give me his tops. What's his tops?
What does that mean?
I mean, what would he be known for?
Basic Instinct. He was in Basic Instinct.
I never saw it.
Wall Street. You said that one.
Yeah, I said. Well, I thought he was in Wall Street. He was also in the second one with Shia LaBeouf, but I wanted to see it, but I just never did. Like, it was one of those movies that came out, and
because there were no Transformers in it.
Yeah, basically.
He was in You, Me, Dupree.
I never saw it.
It's got Owen Wilson.
I know. It also says Seth Rogen.
Owen Wilson's pretty good. Ant-Man. He was in Ant-Man.
I saw Ant-Man!
Good! Alright.
Alright. So like I said, I went in with very low expectations. Watching the movie, it wasn't until Michael Pena made a joke in the film. He was telling a story, and the way they did the story was his voice was all the characters. And it drew me in. It made me go, oh, wow, this might be a great movie.
Honestly, it made me feel like I was reading a comic book.
Kind of, but... just because of split scenes, I can see. When you get into the action sequences and stuff like that.
The cuts and everything is read in my voice.
But it was fun. It was a fun movie. I don't know why it gets the bashing it does.
What bashing? What have you heard?
I have heard that it's boring. I've heard that it was... I've heard... just it wasn't up to hype, that it was more... Like, this is coming just from people I know who aren't comic book fans, weren't a fan of the way it was perceived, the way it kind of went.
Honestly, I think if you watch the trailers, you might have been bored during the movie. But we tried to avoid the trailers a lot, so there were so many more surprises for us than someone who may have watched all of the trailers on the television.
Which is the case. I mean, I went back and watched some of the trailers. I'm like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't watch that.
Yeah.
Very similar to Terminator. We saw the Terminator.
Right.
And we didn't watch any of the trailers. We didn't do any of that. So, I guess, what was it, a week before time they released the one where they showed the villain. And we didn't know. So for us, we were surprised. Like, we were taking, oh man, this is awesome. But everyone else in the driving was probably like, oh yeah, all right, what else is new? But I loved it.
Do you want to spoil the villain?
I don't want to spoil the villain.
Okay, good.
I'm not that kind of guy.
All right.
I'm a spoiler-free kind of guy.
Okay.
So, Secret Wars is happening right now in the comic book universe of Marvel.
Nothing like diving right in the middle of Secret Wars.
It's a secret. I gotta let everyone know.
I think everybody knows.
Everyone knows?
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't, now you do.
Now you do.
So, yeah. So right now, Secret Wars is about almost halfway through.
What issue is it on?
It's going to be issue 5, I believe. So.
All right. I'm not reading the main title.
And that's the great thing about Secret Wars is you can read the main title and you can read the mini-series spin-offs. Yeah, you can read those and not be affected by the main story and just have fun because each world of this battle, like this whole world's been recreated, battle world, and each little nation is its own story. You can just read it as that. So if you like a certain story, for example, Spider-Man has like 3 different stories. Wolverine.
Yeah, why does Spider-Man have 3 different stories?
Because so much stuff happens with Spider-Man, man.
We get 3 different Spider-Man stories, and we can't even get one Wakanda story.
What's up with Wakandans, man?
Right.
I mean,
where are they? What are they doing?
I don't know.
They're not in anything, are they?
They're not. I mean, they're in the main story. D'Italia? What's his name? Black Panther's in the main story.
Black Panther's in the main story. He's got a lot of...
But other than that, I mean, we don't know.
So that's it? He's just got the main story?
I mean, look, what about X-Men? X-Men has like 7 different worlds.
And the X-Men guest star in some other books.
Guardians has 3 books. Maybe
3?
Oh, Groot doesn't really count as a...
No, Groot's not a Secret Wars.
Yeah, but there's 2. Technically, Starlord and Kitty Pryde are...
I don't know what that is.
I don't know. I don't classify that.
It's a publicity stunt.
I mean, it is kind of fun. Fantastic Four doesn't get its own book.
Well, they got the whole rights of the movie and the...
I just find it interesting. Like, here it is. Like, Doom owns the world. Like, he's the Lord and Master. Right. And there's not...
But Reed's in the big...
He's in the big book, yeah. He plays a big part in the... But at the halfway point, we made a top 5 list. So maybe at the end of it, we'll make another one of what actually is our top.
Because most of these stories are only in their first or second issues.
Correct. So we don't know
so
where it's
we're
going to go.
not even halfway through, or possibly
but
more
the
than
books
halfway
are
through.
so good that it'd be fun to make a list, because there are so many. There's so many that made I had a top 10 list and didn't even make my top 10. For example, Planet Hulk, Future Imperfect. They're really good books, but they didn't even make my top 10. There's so many good books out. So,
this is the largest crossover event ever, isn't it?
I want to say it is. I can't remember a time when it was. I mean, because usually the crossovers, I know Civil War had quite a few, but I don't think as many as this, or as many good books as this. It's one of those things where Spider-Man, if you read any of the X-Men books, they're all gone. This universe doesn't exist, so they replaced it with Battleworld. So, bad parts is if you were a Spider-Man fan, and you were just getting Amazing Spider-Man, maybe Silk, now you have like 7 books of Spider-Man to read.
Oh, Silk's not in Secret Wars yet.
Mm-hmm.
No. She still got the ongoing, and so does Spider-Woman. It's not Secret Wars.
Oh, yeah, it's not. Oh, that's a different Spider-Woman I'm thinking of. Because Web Warriors has its own little story, which is really good, too.
That has Anya. Anya.
Yeah. I confuse the two. There's so many spider people.
There are.
There's way too many. We need to eliminate some of them, just so it's easier for me to
All
read.
right, let's get on the line with Dan Slott and get this started.
All right, Dan Slott, I need you to kill off this guy.
Which ones are those?
I don't even know.
Just bring back all the cool ones. Bring Spider-Punk. Give him his own series.
Yeah, Peter Porker's awesome.
Peter Porker
is awesome.
If you want bacon.
I don't know, man. I'm having a lot of fun with Web Warriors. Like, he's all, like, hanging out. He's a pig. Oh, it's in Spider-Verse he is. Yeah. It hasn't turned to Web Warriors yet.
Well, they are the Web Warriors.
Yeah, they are. But maybe kill off, like, Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman? That's one of the best titles right now.
If you say so.
Dennis Hopeless is hitting a home run with Spider-Woman.
He's a good writer. I'll give you that. But
ever since issue 5, it's just been out of the park. When they did the Spider-Verse event in the beginning, it kind of, you know...
It did.
It was whatever, but...
I mean, when we talked to him, he was confined to a
well, he said that they were trying to boost their sales initially. And maybe it worked. It didn't work for me. But issue 5, boom, hit the ground running.
It took forever to get to this top 5 list.
So top 5.
Top 5. So number 5 was Renew Your Vows. I know you didn't enjoy it as much, Hans. For synopsis, basically Spider-Man has stopped becoming Spider-Man. He is married to Mary Jane. They have a kid, and all the villains went to fight the super villain. They all died, but because Mary Jane told him to stay home and not go out, he lived, and now he hides in secrets. It's great. It's a great Spider-Man issue. It's great for a different change in pace than Spider-Man doing whatever, with great power comes great responsibility. You know what? He just chose a different responsibility. So it's fun for, like, what's responsibility? What's your responsibility, Hans? Do you relate your responsibility to the world? To just yourself? To me? Like, where do you stop your responsibility? When do you decide what responsibility takes a precedent over any other responsibility?
I want to ask the same question of Dan Slott. Is his responsibility to the readers? To the publisher? To the movie makers?
No, I think his responsibility is to himself. To make a good Spider-Man.
To make whatever story he wants.
Correct. Whatever story he feels compels Peter. Number 4.
Number 4 is Thors.
One of your favorite books.
Thors, honestly, it was my number... What number was it? 3?
Yours and your number 3.
It was my number 3. And it's just fantastic. I hate Law & Order. I hate SVU, CSI, MIA, PQR. But it feels exactly like a cop show. And I love it. All the Thors have become police officers. And they have to solve a crime of a female. It was a female that was killed. And it's fun.
I agree. You got me to read it. Thors is a lot of fun. It's definitely a cop show. I don't know where the issues are going to go. I don't know if it's going to stay on our top list.
I mean, there was a huge reveal at the end of the first issue.
There was a huge stuff in the book itself.
Yeah.
There's certain characters who die, which is huge because...
Certain characters who live, which is also very huge because the story can continue.
No one cares about the live characters. They know they're going to see them. If they know characters are going to die, then you're like, oh man, that character's going to die, man. We should probably read it. I like this character. The one character. We were at this one comic shop, and some guy asked if it was good, and he was telling me about one of his Thor characters, and the character dies in the book, and you're just like, I thought you were going to tell it. Like,
I couldn't tell him. I didn't have the heart. I just told him to buy it.
Yeah, but he's going to find out. He's going to read this book. And then
he's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh!"
But no, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but it was on my lower half because I don't know where it's gonna go. Issue 1 was really, really good. I mean, it's a 5-issue mini, right?
I believe this one's 4.
4, even 4. I don't see how I can keep up the hype. I mean, issue 2 would be really helpful to find out where it's gonna go. Once we read issue 2, I'll kind of know where it's going to fall on my scale. But as an issue 1, it was great. Well, I just don't know where it's going to go.
You'll get your wish next week.
Number 3, Spider Island. It is one of the funnest books I've ever read.
The most fun, if you will.
No, it's the funnest.
Okay.
Because they break all the rules, just like the word funnest does. It does, comic books do certain things. Spider-Man gets into a crisis. He develops a secret formula. He beats the bad guys. It's kind of like every single book. In the end, he solves the case.
They're awfully formulaic.
Yeah, they're all formulaic to how they do it. This book, I forgot who the writer is, but whoever he was, decided, you know what? I'm just going to go
Was it Christos Gage?
I think it might have been Christos Gage. He goes off the rails and goes, you know what? I'm just going to go crazy. I'm going to maybe get drunk on some absinthe and just go crazy on this.
Well, honestly, the lead up to the last page, it wasn't all that interesting, but the final page, just the reveal of the characters turning, was almost the most exciting thing.
Because it's something that's these characters are, even themselves, you're going to this world and you're kind of confused what's going on. Unless you read Spider Island, all the miniseries and everything, and read it recently, instead of when it came out, 2 years ago, maybe more? Spider Island was a lot longer than that. 5 years ago, maybe. It's hard to remember that far ago. So then when they were introducing the Queen and stuff it was a little hard to keep track of.
This issue was last week? Or was it 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, I believe.
2 weeks ago, come on. We can spoil everything.
We can spoil everything. Peter Parker is...
Peter Parker did die.
He did die.
That's sad.
It is. It was upsetting. It was one of those books that it tugged at your heartstrings because you're killing characters that you care about.
But if Peter Parker didn't die, we wouldn't have had Miss Marvel turn into a vampire. We wouldn't have had Hulk turn into the Lizard. We wouldn't have had Captain America turn into a werewolf.
It was great. I mean, having these characters turn, I'm interested. What is Hulk Lizard going to be like?
He's going to be even more out of his mind than he was before. But since he's not under control of the Queen's whole thing, he can do whatever he wants.
Do you know a lot about the Lizard? The Lizard, the Lizard's brain, he wants all lizards lizards to control the world.
But this is not Kurt Connors, so it's not even a smart lizard.
The Hulk is smart.
The Hulk is not smart.
Bruce Banner is smart.
But it wasn't Bruce Banner that turned, it was the Hulk that turned. So he has to de-lizard into the Hulk to de-Hulk into the Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner is the Lizard.
No, the Hulk is the Lizard. Bruce Banner is the Hulk.
Bruce and the Hulk are the same person.
If you say so.
I'm just saying that you can take this anywhere you want. The Lizard... What if it's the Lizard who, wants to kill all humans and everything in a Hulk body? He's unstoppable. The Lizard's already unstoppable. People have a hard time fighting him. Now you got a Hulk body? What's he gonna do?
Honestly, these characters turning into spiders is terrifying, but a vampire, a lizard, and a werewolf is even more terrifying. And I love it, and it's just going in a great direction.
It is.
Can't wait to read the second issue.
I know. It's one of the most exciting books of it. Number 2. Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan.
Why is he so old?
Because it's been like the future, man.
Right. Logical answer. I like that.
It's the only answer. But no, it was fun. Issue 2. So we're just going on issue 1 for this one.
My list went on issue 1.
Yeah.
Yours went on the whole arc.
It went on the whole arc. I mean, I had a little problem with issue 2. I didn't understand a lot of it. Once you explained it to me, it made sense.
You're welcome again. I find myself saying that a lot.
You do. It's just your catchphrase. You should have a shirt go, "You're welcome." But not like a polite way of saying you're welcome. Be like, "You're welcome."
Don't worry, in 2 years we'll market that.
We'll market that. Hashtag
you're welcome.
You're welcome. But no, it's fun. Old Man Logan takes almost place right after Old Man Logan. Different books take place at different times, and this one seems like to be within a couple of months of when Old Man Logan left us off. So it's kind of cool to see the world get back into it. The only problem I have and why it's not my number one is the fact of the art. I'm not a fan of that guy Soriti.
I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's good art.
I just have a hard time following it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like, what happened to that page, man? The guy's all ripped apart. Maybe? Oh no, it's just his face in the wind.
It's just his face in the wind?
Yeah, because like the wind goes across. It's a different style. It brings a different, like X-Men 92.
So for you, the art pushed it to 2.
The art pushed it to 2. If McNiven was the artist, it would have been number 1. But it's...
Is McNiven even on a book right now?
He's doing variants. He did variants for Civil War.
Excellent.
Which brings us to our number 1, Civil War. Civil War, it takes place like halfway through issue 8 of the original Civil War.
I couldn't tell you.
The last issue, like when they had the big fight scene at the end, it changes. So in this universe of Civil War, like the big fight didn't happen the way it did on our universe. It completely changes, and the Civil War is still happening. And it's...
But there's sort of like a ceasefire. There's a neutral zone.
It's very similar to like North Korea and South Korea. It upset me. Like, why is Mary Jane in Tony's land and Peter Parker in Captain Land? Like, why can't they be together? Why is Iron Man holding them hostage? These are all questions I want to know.
Issue 2 comes out next week. I'm just kidding.
Everything comes out next week. All right, we're going to pause the podcast. We will go to next week and...
No, but I mean, all your questions will be answered in time.
It is, and that's what's great about the book. It keeps me interested. And that's what I have a problem with Thors, is Thors didn't keep me interested. Guardians of Nowhere, that was in your top 5.
Yeah.
Didn't keep me interested. I don't care if I read issue 2 or not.
It just had some interesting plot points, and I'm not reading enough Secret Wars tie-ins to really develop a top 10.
See, I think you are. I think you are so engaged in what number 1s look like, not looking at the overall picture. But that's neither here or there. So, Civil War, I'm interested in knowing more. Issue 1, it was great for setting up Tony and Cap, but issue 2, I would like to see...
And Peter Parker's situation.
But I'd like to see the worlds itself. Like, are these people actually happy in their land? Or are they like, I want to get out of here, man?
We kind of did get a glimpse in the air.
Yeah, but that's like an airplane. When you fly over Atlanta, oh, it looks like a nice place down there.
Right, it was kind of like a no-fly zone situation.
Yeah,
like
I mean...
They called in and whatever.
You know, you fly over Colorado. Oh, man, it's all cloudy out there. They must be having fun. You know, you don't know until you're in the ground. Next is the hardest decision we had to make, was the pick of the week. For me, it was a little bit tougher. There were quite a few books that came out this week that I want to recommend, that I love. Some runner-ups. Future Imperfect is really cool. I'm really interested in the Old Man Logan continuing. But for me, my pick of the week, because I'm most excited about it, is Starlord and Kitty Pryde.
Why?
It's a love story, man. About a spaceman who's half human, half Spartak, versus a girl who can go invisible and gets trapped in rockets for years and has a pet dragon. It's a love story, man.
You know, I'd watch that movie.
It would be a great movie. And you can, if everyone stops seeing the X-Men movie and Marvel gets the rights back, then Starlord and...
Or if everyone just gets along.
Chris Pratt and Ellen Page.
It's like a love story between Disney and Fox.
I'm excited. I mean, Starlord and Kitty Pryde, I really enjoy Starlord for the fact of their relationship together. It's different because Kitty Pryde's so about the rules, and Starlord's not. He's always about like being a thief and not following all the rules. So it's a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Hans, what is your pick of the week?
My pick of the week is Cyborg #1.
So why is Cyborg your favorite?
Cyborg is really exciting to me because it's written by David F. Walker, the man who wrote the recent 6-issue Shaft arc. And if Cyborg is anything like that arc, it's going to be phenomenal. And I'm very excited for it.
Hashtag Cyborg Wednesday?
Hashtag Cyborg Wednesday.
I did not know that was a thing until you told me about it.
That is a thing. It's trending.
It's kind of exciting. I mean, I picked it up only because of how excited you are. So we'll discuss it next week about it, whether I liked it or not. But it is a book that looks exciting. It looks like it has promise because I don't know.
They've never done a Cyborg story before.
Not unless it's with the Titans.
So
I don't know where it's going to go.
Exactly.
I mean, he's just going to play on the computer all day and go after hackers?
It's going to be super exciting. Who are the supporting characters? I don't know.
What if the supporting characters are just the Teen Titans?
Well, then it's just the Teen Titans book, and I'm depressed.
And that's where we'll leave you, with whether or not Hans will be depressed. We'll answer all your questions next week. Will Hans be not depressed? What happened in Old Man Logan? Will I watch a Michael Keaton movie that doesn't involve Paul Rudd?
Michael Douglas.
Whoever he is! I don't know who he is. So Fresh Out of the Comics, I am B. Luke.
And I am Hans.
Thank you for listening. Like us on Facebook. And
stuff.